Hi guys, I'm Bri.
And I'm Alli, and this is Offscript.
If you think about it, books are potential scripts for movies.
When this adaptation happens, typically it's disappointing because they went off script.
In this series, we will be talking about how off script they went.
Hello, hello.
Hello, welcome.
Oh, we're sorry right now? Oh, welcome to Offscript.
What did you think we were doing?
I thought we were doing our testing. Is it working?
I mean, it's working.
Okay, well, hi guys.
Oh no.
Oh, man.
That's what happens when you don't podcast together
For a while.
3 weeks.
I know. The last one was Zoom and
Yeah.
me, oh my. Goodness.
Ay.
And we're doing it during the day, so my schedule's off, and it's just odd.
I know, it all feels so weird, but also not.
I know. It's nice doing it during the day.
Yeah, I like it.
Threw Tyler down for a nap. Riley's at school.
Threw him down.
Threw him.
Boom.
Knock him out. Whenever I say, someone's so tired they're going to pass out, Riley's like, oh, what's wrong with them? I was like, no, that's what you say when they're really tired. They just fall asleep.
Oh, no.
Anyways.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I realized that every time we paint a picture for you, we're always just doing happy-go-lucky paintings for you, which
we did used to do depressing ones, and you called me out on it.
What
way
were our
back
depressing
in season
ones?
1. I mean, it wasn't really super depressing.
Yeah.
It was just like, ugh, my kids are exhausting me, and ugh, stuff like this. But I see what you're saying. You finish. I knew where this is going,
Alli
and they
knows
don't.
where this is going, so she's cutting me off.
Sorry.
But I realized that obviously it's nice to have the nice picture paintings too, to know what's going on with our life. But it's very much like social media where what
you
am I
get
trying
the
to say?
highlights.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we can paint our lives as perfect and happy because we say what we want to say. And you might not know the darkness that's in our lives. And we want to be as honest and upfront and real as we can.
Yes. So without getting into too much detail, because I don't want to completely bring everyone down, it's been harder for me for the last few months. I've definitely felt like I've been hanging by a thread, and especially lately, the thread has been feeling very, very frayed. And so it's been tough. And what better episode to talk about that than perks of being a wallflower?
Yes. And we'll mention it again. I should have had it up. I think it's 988.
It is.
Oh, there you go. Okay. The suicide hotline, 988. You can call or text it.
Mm-hmm.
And
I didn't even say the most important part of why I wanted to say that.
Oh, I'm sorry. You go.
No, it's fine. What you were saying was important too. But basically, I just wanted people out there to know that they're not alone if they are feeling this way. If you're coming here to listen to us and you're having a hard time right now, and then you're like, oh God, look, their life is so perfect. No, I am right there in that boat with you.
Yeah. So we just want you to know that we care about you, even if we've never met you. The world is better because you're in it. And we love you all and we appreciate you all. And we're going to talk about our darkness as we sound happy.
Yes, we do sound hippie.
Happy and chipper. Just know, we have our darkness too. And
yeah.
So
I actually have a coworker who asked me it was probably a few weeks ago, but she was like, Bri, are you ever sad? You're always just super happy. And I was like, I'm sad almost every day.
yeah,
you don't realize it. It's just that how I look at this is I don't want to bring other people down with me. So I do my best to then project happiness so that your life can be better while I'm sitting in my sadness, not having a better life.
I feel like, what's crazy is that's how a lot of people who are depressed go about it. Robin Williams. I mean, you would never have known.
What's sad? when that all came out, it all made sense to me. I was like, I get it.
Right. Because it's like, if you're in the thick of it, you're like, you relate. You're like, oh, yep, he was happy for others, but he was I feel like, I mean, again, this is all a generalization. So if you don't fit this boat, don't feel like I'm calling you out type of thing. I've noticed that depressed people, me included, are a lot happier for those around them.
Yeah.
As one, a shield, so people don't question and get worried. And two, because if you're going to be sad, might as well make others happy type of thing.
Yeah.
Is that how you've noticed? Yeah. But again, if you are depressed and sad all the time, and hey, that's how you go about it, and there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, exactly. You do what's best for you.
Yes.
Just keep kicking.
Because guess what? My favorite quote was, let's see if I can remember it verbatim. It was like, my success rate of getting through hard days is 100%, and that's pretty good. And so it's like, yesterday sucked, but guess what? You don't have to do yesterday again. Even if today is like yesterday, yesterday's gone.
What is that from?
I just saw it on a Facebook post, and I loved it. And so, I don't know, maybe it's from something.
You said, I think it is.
Okay. But I loved it. And so I just love it. What are you typing?
My success rate of
getting through bad days is 100%.
Nope, it's just a quote.
Yeah. I just saw it on Facebook and I loved it. So you're doing great. So keep it up.
Yeah. Now, are you ready for our...
Yes.
So for this mini-sode fun stuff, the back of the Perks of Being a Wallflower book actually has topics and questions for discussion. So we thought,
why not?
Let's discuss it.
Discussed it?
I know. Well, I started reading the first question. I was like, oh God, I don't even know that word.
Oh, I'm not alone in not being able to read. Yay.
Okay, you ready?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I know what it is. I just have never seen it. Okay. Discuss the epistolary,
that sounds like the word.
format of the book. Why do you think Chbosky chose to use letters as his narrative structure? How did this structure affect the book, both in terms of the story and in terms of your reading experience? How would the book have been different if Chbosky had written it in first person or third person narrative?
There were so many questions in that.
All right, yeah, let's break it down. Why do you think Chbosky chose to use letters as his narrative structure? I know why I think.
Okay, you go.
Because it's more personal. It feels like it's a letter that's written directly to you, not that you're reading a story.
Yeah, I think that's true. Yeah, because there's so many stories. I mean, I'm assuming I haven't read many, but about depression. But this one definitely felt personal.
Yeah. Yeah. How did this structure affect the book, both in terms of the story and in terms of your reading experience?
I think it goes back to the same. It felt personal, and I felt like I knew Charlie.
Yeah, I agree. How would the book have been different if Chbosky had written it in first person or third person narrative?
That goes back to what we just said, where it wouldn't have felt as personal. I guess that's why they lumped all these together, because it's all the same answer.
It's all the same. Yeah. Yeah. Well, the other thing I was thinking too is like, because then it would have been like some of the other books out there that are about depression or have characters with depression, then it would just be another character struggling with something rather than something that was like right there that you could feel and grasp with the character.
I guess first person might have felt sort of the same too, but I like the aspect of relate. So when you read it in first person, it would be like this, you're reading it as the character's point of view, right?
Yeah.
But as a letter being written to you, it's, oh, I relate to this person, because it feels like a different person. Right?
Yeah.
If you're reading it in first person, it's kind of like you're just reading about yourself type of thing. Whereas reading letters from Charlie, it's like, oh my gosh, someone else relates to me. But it's more personal than just, like you said, reading it as a story.
Yeah.
In a, like a character in the story.
Yeah, I agree. Who do you think Charlie was writing to? Does it ultimately matter whom, or even if he is writing to someone? Why or why not?
See, I thought about this too. And as much as it bugged me that I don't know who he's writing to, I don't think he was writing to anyone.
I almost think that his therapist probably told him to write letters.
Yep, that's what I thought too. Like I wrote to Cam our whole first year of him being gone.
Yeah.
And so Charlie just went the extra step of mailing the letters.
Well, it probably, because for someone who was so in the dark as he was, it probably felt silly writing a letter. So he probably was like, all right, I'm just going to mail this off to someone.
Yeah, that makes sense. And it's better to, even if he didn't write an address or anything on it, because then it's not piling up and he wouldn't reread all his darkness. He's getting it out of the house.
Yeah.
So
wouldn't be a reminder.
Yeah.
Who did you identify with the most? Did you see parts of yourself in any one specific character? We know my answer.
You go.
Oh, Charlie. I only saw myself in Charlie.
I didn't really see myself in any of them. I mean, I saw bits of pieces, like when I was super depressed. But Charlie was a lot more depressed than I was. So I didn't see myself super a lot.
Patrick.
I didn't have the
Sam?
same struggles they did.
Yeah.
So
His sister? His brother. Mom. Dad.
maybe mom.
Teachers.
I'll go with mom. And Mr. Anderson.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Mr. Anderson simply for the teacher aspect, and that he was struggling with wondering if he should continue teaching or go after a different job. Because when I taught fourth graders, man, they just were nightmares. Like there were a handful in my class that were awesome, but I really struggled. I was like, do I want to keep teaching? Do I want to stop? And so you have those couple students that just are like, you just connect with. So I guess Mr. Anderson. And then mom no, I didn't really connect with mom. She didn't talk up as much as I would have. No. I'll go with the teacher, Mr. Anderson.
Discuss Charlie's character. Is he sympathetic? Would you be friends with Charlie? Why or why not? Well, that's a good question. Because part of me feels like he is sympathetic, but part of me also feels like he isn't totally sympathetic, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like, it almost takes him a minute to process and then be sympathetic and be like, oh, that's what it was.
That's why I thought he might have been autistic.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think in the end, he tries to be sympathetic. He just might go about it the wrong way. And
I would be friends with him.
Yeah. I mean, I'm a horrible friend maker because I'm so shy. So people would have to come up to me. So I don't
Charlie
know
wouldn't be your friend.
I don't think Charlie and I would be friends because
neither of you would go.
Neither of us would go talk to each other. If we were introduced in a friend group,
yeah,
I think we would.
Yeah, I think like if we were sitting in a class together, I probably would have at some point gotten up and introduced myself and like talked to him a bit and been like, "Yo, I see you're reading a book that I'm into."
Yeah.
But I do agree if we weren't in a situation like that, we probably wouldn't have gone and introduced each other. What do you think kept Charlie from participating when he entered high school? What held him back? Have you ever felt this way before? 100%. Yes. Yes.
He's just the antisocial. I mean, like not in a bad way, just events make you uncomfortable. That's how I am. Like, I've definitely grown since out of high school, but in high school, it was like, I didn't want to. Didn't want to.
Yeah. Yeah. I was going to say, he held himself back. And I think it was just because poor Charlie always felt like he was different. And so I think that was his main, like, I can't go do this because I'm not like everyone else.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Who is Charlie's greatest ally? Who was his worst influence?
Ooh.
I think his greatest ally is Mr. Anderson, and his worst influence is actually Patrick and Sam.
Oh, yeah, I agree.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh. Like, whereas they have good intentions with him, Patrick and Sam, I mean, he wasn't a drinker, and then he started drinking with them. He wasn't a
doing
smoker, drugs, yeah, and then he did. And
it was all because they would take him to the parties and then leave him.
Yeah.
And then just be like, oh, cool, you did this? Great, let me help you through it.
Yeah.
Rather than like, oh, did you want to do this?
Right.
Like,
yeah.
should we take you out of here? Yeah.
So, yeah, and then Mr. Anderson was just always there for him 100%. I just love Mr. Anderson so much. So happy Paul Rudd played him.
From Naked Lunch by William S. Burroughs to Harold and Maude to the Beatles song, Dear Prudence, Charlie references numerous pieces of literature, film, and music. How did these references shape your reading? Why are they so important to Charlie?
They did not shape my reading because I didn't recognize any of them. I mean, I recognize them, but I haven't read, listened, or watched. I don't think any of them.
You never watched Harold and Maude?
No.
Oh, I love Harold and Maude. It's so good.
Nope. I know To Kill a Mockingbird.
Mm-hmm.
I almost said Jay. I'm trying to think if I ever read it. Did I have to read it in high school? I'm trying to think. I don't remember. I feel like it did.
Probably.
But I don't remember it very much. So, nope. They didn't help me. Now, being a reader and a movie goer, how did it affect you?
No, it helped because then like the things that he was saying about it made me laugh a little bit more because I was like, oh, I get why you felt like that, or oh, that line is perfect for right here. Things like that.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
No, went over my head. I was like, okay.
Oh, well, then I guess you can't answer why are they so important to Charlie.
Nope. You go.
To me, that's how Charlie participates because he is actually getting out there and seeing the movies and reading the books and listening to the music. And I also feel that Charlie is like me in the way that a lot of the books, movies, and music that he's listening to, that's how he relays his feelings. That's how he tells people. Like, he kept making mixtapes for people. And like for the one for Patrick, you would think if you start and a mixtape with Asleep by the Smiths, if you listen to that song, that is the most depressing song ever.
Oh, shoot.
It's so sad. So if someone's making you a mixtape that starts with it and ends with it, and you're just like, wow, thanks.
They're calling for help.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a cry for help, even if he doesn't think it is. So that's why I think
Well, that makes sense
for Charlie. When Bill invites Charlie over for lunch, Charlie observes he was talking for real. It was strange. What do you think Charlie means by real? How does he discern between what is real and what is not real?
I think environment. Yeah. So when he's at school and Bill or Mr. Anderson is talking to him, it's, oh, my teacher's talking to me and my teacher's giving me praise at school type of thing. But when you're outside of school in a whole new environment, you feel a like different connection. Like when I go, I've been invited to a former student's like quinceañera and like performances, like she's in choir now and stuff like that. And I feel like, I mean, she's older now, she's in high school, but there's like a different way she presents herself versus when she was in my classroom and my student. And so I feel like that's might be how.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I could see what you're saying, but also a part of me thinks that a lot of people, when they're talking to him, just talk to him in like a joking manner and kind of sarcastically. So every time he hears how smart he is, it's not with sincerity.
Oh, I see.
And so when Bill says it, because he says it twice over, like, do you know how smart you are? And Charlie just kind of like shakes his head and is like, what? And so I think it's kind of Charlie realizing, whoa, maybe he's not being sarcastic with me.
Okay. I was just comparing Bill from Bill.
Yeah.
But in general. Yeah, that makes total sense.
Sam confronts Charlie before she leaves for college, pleading, "You can't just sit there and put everybody's lives ahead of yours and think that counts as love. You just can't. You have to do things." Do you agree with Sam? How does this exchange relate to their relationship on a grander scale?
Yes, I do agree with Sam. As hard as it is, because I do not do it. I always put others first. And it was actually someone after the accident had told me, as I'm like sitting there sobbing and drowning and worrying about my kids, because I'm like, how are they going to, grow up to, they don't have a dad in their life now. Like how am I going to shape them how they need to be shaped, type of thing. And he told me, he's like, hey, that's why when you're on an airplane, they say to put on your life mask. Is that what it's called? Oxygen mask. life mask.
Put on your life mask.
Put on your oxygen mask before you put on your kids, because if you're not ready, they're not going to be ready. And it's always stuck with me, but I have yet to actually listen to it. So I always give people the advice and I tell them that quote, but do I do it?
No.
No, I don't. Ugh. Running on fumes while my kids are, luckily they're doing really good. But I don't know how that's happening, but from what I've seen, oh my gosh.
I agree. Discuss Aunt Helen's character and presence in the novel. Were you surprised when the truth about her relationship with Charlie was revealed? In what other ways did seemingly positive aspects of Charlie's life turn out to be negative?
I answered the last one. You can go.
Allie's like, this one's big. I don't want it.
Well, I was surprised. I'll start with that.
Yeah. I kind of caught on. Like, kind of when it started, like, why was I thinking about Aunt Helen? And like things, like he started questioning it. I was like, ooh, I don't think she was nice to you for some reason. Yeah. I don't think something happened well with her.
I've never had that experience. So I am not, what the words I'm trying to say? I'm not great at recognizing it, ooh. Unfortunately. I wish I was better at that so I could help more people.
I've never experienced it myself, but I've known people. So, and working in a hotel, you know the signs.
Oh, yeah.
Except for it's hard because you can't do anything.
Right.
So,
you can't do anything?
No. No, because if you do anything, there's more chance that whoever's doing things will harm the person even more.
That's horrible. That's so sad. This world is horrible. Yeah, I hate this world.
Yep. Oh, in what other ways did seemingly positive aspects of Charlie's life turn out to be negative? I would say Sam and Patrick are probably the greatest.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Yeah. Aspect there. I was trying to figure out what I was trying to say. But like, because they're positive in the way that he was finally making friends and he was finally doing things, but it was negative in the fact that
they were not the best.
I almost feel like they were his friend only because he would do whatever they wanted him to do.
Yeah, I could see that, unfortunately. Which is sad. I mean, he was a freshman and they were seniors. They had no reason to
be his friend. Yeah.
Sad.
Very, very sad. After watching an art film with Mary Elizabeth, Charlie says, the movie itself was very interesting, but I didn't think it was very good because I didn't really feel different when it was over.
Oh.
Do you agree with Charlie that in order to be good, creative works must make you feel differently? How did you feel after reading The Perks of Being a Wallflower? I'll take this one.
Yeah.
I think, obviously, they don't have to make you feel differently, but I think the ones that stick with you and the ones that you then want to go and recommend to people make you feel a certain way after it. And The Perks definitely was one of those for me.
I agree that, like, I mean, now most of my movies I see are children's movies. I go in, I never feel different after seeing them.
Yeah.
I'll be like, those were really cute. But movies that I was stuck with, stick with you are like, oh my gosh, you have to go see this movie. It's so good. Yeah. And then what was the second part of that question?
How did you feel after reading The Perks of Being a Wallflower?
I don't know. It was a very depressing book.
Yep.
So, and like I said, I had depression, but for a short time.
Yeah.
Or, I mean, I guess I still have it, but it's not as severe as it
Was.
Mm-hmm. So it's like it creeps up very randomly.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I prefer to read happy things. So this was not my cup of tea.
Mm-hmm. I felt seen. I loved it. I was like, oh, this one got me good.
Well, that's good.
Mm-hmm. Discuss the following passage. We might not do that. Oh, wait. No, there's a question after this. Okay, good. I was like, I don't want to discuss. Maybe it's good to put these things in blah, blah. That's not it at all. Maybe it's good to put things in perspective. Sometimes I think that the only perspective is to really be there. How has Charlie's outlook shifted from the beginning of the story?
I mean, he's definitely grown.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it started off by saying that he was writing to us because he was very scared to start high school. And then he's like, hey, I'm all done with high school and I feel like
I made it.
Yeah.
And I have to really be there.
Yeah.
The Perks of Being a Wallflower grapples with a complex, universally difficult stage of life. What reflections did it inspire about your own life? What parts of the story resonated most deeply with you?
It inspired with me to reach out more and check on people who I know have depression and are sad. Yeah. And because I'm horrible at that. Like, I always went on and on about how grateful I was for people who did that. Because it's true.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm just awful because I get wrapped up in my exhausting life of motherhood and everything like that. Then I'm like, oh, crap. I haven't checked on so-and-so in forever. And then I'll like message them. But I just need to get better at it. And so this book helped me realize that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think the thing that resonated with me is needing to participate in life. Because I feel like I'm a hardcore wallflower. When I can, I do not participate.
Participate is so much fun. You got to participate.
So much better to be a looker than a doer.
You got to get out on that dance floor and just dance and make a fool of yourself, but it's just worth it.
But yeah, so that's what resonated with me. What's funny is, so I guess there's like still questions, but this is just enhance your book club. The first thing is The Perks of Being a Wallflower was released as a major motion picture. Host a movie night with your book club and watch the adaptation.
Well, look at that.
How did the movie differ from the book?
Ooh,
a lot.
Go listen to Monday's episode and you'll find out.
Yeah. How did the casting of the movie match the characters you'd formed in your mind from reading the book?
Go listen to Monday's episode.
Which felt more authentic to you?
Go listen to Monday's episode.
Do we really answer that though? Like,
I mean, we answer which was we liked more. I don't know.
That's true.
I assume that when you answer that question, it's because it feels more real. I don't know. Maybe it doesn't. Do you have a different answer than what you gave?
I said book, didn't I?
I'm pretty sure.
Then yeah, no, it's the same. Because which felt more authentic to you? This for sure. Because
I guess mine does change because the book did feel more authentic.
Yeah.
I just enjoyed the movie more.
I know. It almost makes me want to add that to our list of questions.
We have so many already.
The next one is, apparently Perks has been included on the American Library Association's annual 10 most frequently challenged books list 5 times in the past 10 years.
Wow. Mm-hmm. So people want it banned? Mm-hmm. Wow.
Yeah. What are your thoughts on the issue of censorship?
We're not going to do that one.
But that's so sad. I can't believe they want to ban this book. I get why, but that's so dumb.
That's weird.
Mm-hmm. Oh, cute. And then they say to write letters with your book club.
Aww.
Mm-hmm.
We kind of do a book club. I never thought of us as a book club, but
I didn't either.
We're a book club of 2 and all our listeners. If you want to participate,
write us a letter.
Yes.
Tell us what we missed.
That'd be cool. Okay, so on our post this week, either Mondays or today's, go find us, find our social media, and write us a Dear Offscript letter.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll feature you on the next.
Maybe we'll read it if you say that you want it read. If you don't want it read, let us know too.
Yes. Or if you don't even want it on a post, message us or email us.
Yeah. Reach out.
Come on, you guys.
Oh, our email's at offscript253@gmail.com.
Yes. You can find us on social medias at Offscript. Pretty much just type it in. You'll find us.
Mm-hmm.
Our little logo will pop up somewhere.
Yeah, you'll see it.
Yep.
All right.
Thanks, guys.
Yep.
So,
Thanks for sticking with us for this kind of rough episode, huh?
That's okay, because you know what? Life's rough, and
But you're tough.
love it.
Wow.
Oh my gosh, did we just create a slogan?
Life's rough, but you're tough.
No, probably not.
No, not a good one.
Oh gosh. All right, you guys. Okay, you matter. We love you.
Bye.
Okay, bye.
Thanks for sticking with us. We hope you enjoyed it. If you did, we would greatly appreciate it if you subscribed, rate, and reviewed.
You can also follow us on Facebook at Offscript, Instagram at Offscript Podcast 21, and TikTok at Offscript_pod.
Shoutouts to Madam Ashen Creations for our adorable logo art.
And Adam Daniel for our incredible theme song.
And to Creative Cinephile Productions for producing our podcast. See you next time.